Hello, welcome. Today I'll be going over the map Gift Heist, which I built back in December. The premise of the map is simple. You go to the middle of the map and grab guns to defend yourself. You can do one of two things with these guns. You can either kill other players and get better guns from them, or you can score the guns into your base. The better the gun is, the more points it's worth. This game mode also features a plethora of events, including a feast, where players cannot shoot each other so they can score points, and low gravity, where players jump really high. Now that we're done with a brief description of the map's gameplay, we're now going to get into some insight on how we built this map. To build the terrain, we first need to build a framework out of structures to find out exactly what our radius of the circle will be like. Then we grab a piece of the green gallery so that we can fill in the circle with our terrain pieces. Hill that encircles the entire map, we first have to angle these snow pile blocks. Then we place them all around. We can make the angle steeper, and we can continue doing this until the hill is steep enough that you can't climb. Then we scatter the map with a bunch of props, including these bush thingies we put under the terrain to add a bit of extra texture to it. Now we switch our focus over to the functionality of the map. To start the item spawning system, we made 3 groups of item spawners, each with progressively better loot than the previous. We then copy this group of spawners multiple times, and then make sure while we're doing that, we increment the spawn item we're receiving from channel up by 1 each time, so that we can use random number generators to make random item spawners spawn their items. The last thing we need to do to set up this item spawner system is to make a 15-second timer that starts on game start. The timer will loop and will cause a random number generator device to generate a random number, which is correlated to one group of item spawners. Then we just scatter these item spawners around the map with care to make sure that the more powerful item spawners are towards the center, and that's all we really need to do for the item spawner system. While we were doing this, we then set up capture areas and organized them so that each capture area scored for a different amount of points. We then put our items into them, make sure they're organized by rarity so that each item scores their appropriate amount. For the different teams' bases, we quickly built a small area that is under 100 objects so that we can multi-select it. We placed a player-built structure underneath so that we can make sure that we multi-select it onto the grid. We placed 5 of these team bases, then put a teleporter inside that goes to a section below the map. In this section, we put all of our capture areas inside, increased their radius, and then made a pillar where the player is teleported. The player falls down, quickly scores all their guns, and then we placed 5 teleporters, made it so that each one was team exclusive, and then linked them back up to their bases. For the teleport out of the base, we made another pillar, this time to a teleporter that teleports to Group C, and then that Group C picks a target randomly. We scattered teleporters around the edge of the map set to Group C, which concludes the random teleports. To make the teleports to the player bases, we set up beacon devices that will be visible depending on which team you are. We then placed a team-exclusive teleporter and then a player-built structure below the map that matches the teleporter's position. We multi-selected that and the structure below so that we can perfectly place the teleporter by using measurements under the map. To keep this video short, I'm not going to dive deep into the events, but the basis of the events is that we take an RNG device that determines whether or not we have an event, then an RNG device determines which event it is on a 15-second timer that's looping. And each event is usually just an objective timer that enables and disables mutator zones that gives the player certain attributes. For example, in the player inventory reset one, we set it up so that we enable an item granter that will grant the player 1 mini ammo after 15 seconds. Honestly, that's it for this quick map overview. If you want to play this map or any of my other maps, or heck even if you want to build any maps with me, my IGN is Stupidiot with 2 T's. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm now going to lead us off with some gameplay and then the end card. Goodbye.
I'm so sorry this was uploaded so like a week late after my schedule. I just didn't get enough footage. Well, yeah, thanks my brother for recording the audio for this, the voiceover, and bye.